Whoa, we're gonna have fun with this little bubble. Uh-oh.
Добавь драйву.
Hello everyone, welcome to day 2 here of our coverage of the OMG Cup. I am Seek and Strike bringing you the action today here, as our first match is already halfway through the draft. We've got the CyberDogs versus Team Unique. Team Unique, this is going to be their first showing here. Let me go ahead and turn on the audio in-game and just go ahead and boop this real quick. Team Unique, this is going to be their first showing in the OMG Cup, so they're probably hoping to start off strong on the right foot here and match everyone else in the group who has managed to 2-0 CyberDogs. So a 2-0 victory here for CyberDogs is going to be very important if they hope to stand a chance in continuing on into the playoffs. Of course, we are going to have a pretty standard group stage layout, a format rather, in terms of scoring and moving on. A 2-0 victory. All group stage games, first of all, are going to be round robin, best of threes. 2-0 victory will give you 3 points. A 2-1 victory will give you 2 points. Losing 2-1 will give you 1 point, and getting swept 0-2 will yield 0 points. So it's pretty important here. If they're going on 0 points in the group, need to at least try and hold on over Unique. Unique, it's going to be a tough one regardless, right? But there's still potentially, yeah, they got to play to win here. All right, basically, they're playing to win, CyberDogs, and already opening up with a nice and strong draft, the Lash Ogre Willow. But again, Team Unique, again, the Gyrocopter being just a favorite here in the tournament throughout, has been quite strong here. Good magic damage early on. Then you get that physical damage, some more items, Maelstrom, BKB, Ags, yada yada, Satanic, Butterfly, bada bing, bada boom, the enemy team is dead. We'll see if they can get that far, though. CyberDogs have themselves a good draft as well. Again, the strength of the Gyrocopter is that even when you are disabled with the Ags, of course, you will still be doing some damage. With the Side Gunner, not too much, attacks once every 1.2 seconds now, so not as strong as it used to be, but definitely still potentially okay, you know, if you're terrorized by the Willow, you're running away rather, you're still going to be doing a bit of damage, but still good good early game. Lanes are going to be quite tough out from CyberDogs already. Team Unique, I used to think Warlock was a very strong laner, and for the most part I still think he is. The problem is he just doesn't have a whole lot of kill potential. He's a very safe laner, right? It's much like going for Gyro Wisp post balls change as well. You might say after they castrated Wisp. But anyway, now the Spirit's no longer slow, so it removes a lot of your killing potential here. Well, actually, they're no longer slow until what level? Whatever. Right, so not a whole lot of killing potential here, and it looks like we have a 3 Ogre, as it's likely to be the 4 Willow and 5 Maiden. So it's going to be a core Ogre then, presumably. So Midas, Medallion, you still sometimes see get purchased. You don't have a whole lot of physical attack damage besides the Fate's Edict right now here on the side of CyberDogs, so maybe that's what they're going to be looking for with their last pick. Likely to be the mid laner here. They do have themselves last pick overall in the draft here, so they can decide to run the less safe lane or mid lane, of course. There's a bit of flexibility right there. Team Unique already pretty tanky, though. You do have a nice amount of sustain here with the Warlock throughout the lanes as well as throughout the game, which can be obviously quite advantageous here. I think the Gyrocopter as well, usually building up Satanic. Mask of Madness a little bit gone on the wayside, but you know, the concept still applies. The man's a bit tanky, hard to deal with. Great team fight as well already from Team Unique. You already have a lot of ultis or just abilities so far within the Gyrocopter and the Rubik that like to hit a bunch of heroes, which make the Fatal Bonds even better, right? Especially if Rubik can steal, I mean, ideally, I don't know if you can steal Pulse Nova. Ideally, if you steal Edict, right? Or if you steal basically any of Maiden's abilities, or I suppose, like, well, not really any of Ogre's, right? But ideally, you steal one of, you know, like Edict, you Fade Bolts, that damage is getting applied to everyone, which is then going to get shared by everyone equally, makes Fade Bolt even that much better, called out as well, everyone sharing that one big nuke AoE. It's going to be a pretty popular combo. And there's going to be the Invoker, likely to be a core Invoker here. So going to be a mid-Voker. Lash against Invoker. Right then, I think they're gonna, it's probably gonna be a Quaswex Invoker early on. I think you have enough damage here, especially Rubik tends to max the Fade Bolts early. That, with the addition of the Arcane Supremacy, means he does quite a bit of early nuke damage there with the Fade Bolts early on. Gives you plenty of killing potential when you pair it with the Gyrocopter, you know, maxing the Rocket Barrage, and of course, not to even factor in Warlock's damage either. Of course, late game, by the time Invoker begins to go for the more Exhort builds, if the game goes that long, he'll be able to benefit a lot from the Fatal Bonds as well. Not a whole lot of Dispels actually yet here on CyberDogs. Not too uncommon, of course, for the Lesh to get a Yules. I don't really think Ogre will get Yules. It's not really his type of item. It wouldn't be the strangest pickup for sure, but generally, if you're going to get an item, a defensive item on Ogre, yeah, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be the worst one this game. Generally, you want to go for aggressive items. I mean, Medallions and Solar Crest have gotten a bit weaker here, which is a slight nerf to the Ogre carry, just because, or the Ogre offlane, as now it makes it a little bit less powerful to multicast Medallion and Solar Crest debuffs on enemies. Still pretty strong, but the minus armor, of course, has been nerfed a bit as Team Unique. Gonna go last ban the TA. That's a safe last ban. It's a nice mid laner. Does well against the Invoker, even against Quas and Wex. It's gonna be a Shaker last pick then. So that's gonna be a 3 Shaker, likely the mid Invoker and the safe lane Gyro. I like the Shaker pick. It's a nice, very reliable stun here against the Maidens. So she's gonna have to get a BKB if she wants her ulti to be any effective. active, or at least go off for more than, you know, 0.5 seconds. Not like that would save her from our tornado anyway, but still, my point stands. So now you need a bit of physical damage mid lane. The TA has been banned out. Needs to do okay against an Invoker. Oh, geez. I mean, you got tower damage, luckily, with the Lesh. I guess Ogre's going to be the tank here, which is okay. I think you're going to need to get a Solar Crest or a Medallion to cut through his armor, because then he's really going to be even less tanky, which is going to help you take him down much, much faster. I think maybe, I don't know, Lena, Puck?
Alchemist.
The Alchemist. Yeah, it's a good pick. I think it does pretty well here. It's another very tanky hero. It's more physical damage that you need. And another early game, well, kind of earlier activation hero, ideally, right? Now you're going to be forcing the Warlock, Rubik, probably probably Shaker, honestly, to try and find and kill this Alchemist, which is not the worst gang squad I've ever seen, but, you know, if Shaker's not able to close that gap, then you're not really going to find kills against Arrow here on the Alchemist too easily. It's going to be a little bit tough for Unique, I think, here early on. It depends how they lane against the Alchemist into the, you know, the 15 to 20 minute mark, how much they let him farm, how comfortable they let him be, because he might be able to get away with this game just a bit more aggressive than Team Unique might like here. Plus with the Maiden, thanks to the nerfs, of course, onto the Chemical Rage, probably still go for a Soul Ring here, but potentially you don't really have to. I mean, I would still go for one, because then you can actually get the Unstable Concoction cooldown talent at level 10. I think that one's quite good. Minus 7 seconds. It's a very nice stun against this team. Could help you secure kills here onto the Invoker. The Radiance is going to be really great against the Shaker until he gets Ags. Which is going to be quite good. Edging to Insane, I like it. J4, Old. Kazani. And so bad here. Yeah, I think I like the Alchemist pick quite a bit. The scary thing is when you draft these two very tanky heroes against a Warlock is that it makes your cores, who are already quite squishy, such as the Lesh and your Maiden, they just kind of melt as the heroes end up doing more damage to you. Makes it a touch scary. Do want to give a quick shout out here to our main sponsor of the tournament as well, the title sponsor OMG.bet. Thanks to them for sponsoring the OMG.bet Cup. I think it's an Exhort Invoker, by the way, as we've had a Sun Strike. I've heard it somewhere. But shout outs to OMG.bet here, giving us support here for the tournament. Check them out, guys, to show their support for them. As we look at the supports items here, nothing too out of the ordinary. Looking at the Ogre, of course, it's important to remember this is a 3 Ogre here in this line. That could be a 3 Maresca, but I suspect it's the Ogre here. Yeah, 13 Savage is their off laner, if they're playing the same lanes from yesterday. Alright, let's get settled in. Got a nice cup of coffee, got a nice game of Dota, and a few more matches ahead of us. Looking forward to today's games, as already. A little bit of action up top lane. I think this is going to be a core Ogre, otherwise he might have gone and set for the salve for an Ogre Venom to get a few more harass on these enemies. It's down bottom, speaking of harassment. He contesting the range split earth will not connect here onto Old. That's Old A, considering going for the fissure, holding on to it for now. Now we'll go ahead and drop it here onto Haze, sorry. You do have a Fade Bolt. I almost called it Phase Bolt. A few more seconds, but good damage there onto the Sport Lesh. On the core Lesh, I'm sorry. It's position 1 Lesh. I'll have some more respect for his name. But I think we split runes 2 for 2 here. Yes, indeed. So it's about a neutral start here for the Alchemist. Already going to be working up for the few bracers. Will be really nice against the Exhort Invoker. Get that damage against him early lane, which will help out. Already, we see the Fatal Bonds just doing a little bit of ticking damage here. They have changed it. They reworked it not super recently, but Warlock hasn't been the most popular support, so you might not know. I think at every level, it's going to give the same amount of bonded targets. Yep, 6 enemies bounded. But it does not... now the damage no longer is like whatever 28% or however much it used to be at all levels. Before, it used to get better because you would bond more heroes, or bound more heroes, I suppose. Not anymore, though. Grievel's Greed nerf here on Alchemist slows down his timings a little bit as well now, as it takes him a bit longer to get up to max gold for the Grievel's Greed stack, so it's important to keep in mind. But so far so good here for this CyberDogs side, as they are leading early on in CS, all 3 positions here consecutively. Perhaps a kill up top lane, J4 able to navigate the Bramble Maze without many issues though. This off lane's a bit annoying as well. You have like the 2 probably most popular position 4s in the game at the moment, Rubik and Earthshaker, both here, chilling. It's going to be the Shaker as a core, though, as we do have the lane getting pulled by Satamat. Regen rune will spawn, likely to get denied here, or at least pretty much an auto attack arrow. Just going to stand there, get a little bit more regen than he would have got out on it anyway, forcing him to think about what he wanted to attack. Nice little mind game there. It's a bit better for the Invoker, though, because, of course, more time wasted means the stacks cool down just a little bit more here for the Grievel's Greed. So he's, you know, it's maybe mid-maxing it a bit too much, but not completely insignificant either. The Shadow, we're doing much better as a healing ability, as you don't have that minus 25% on the base magic resist on basically every single hero now. Willow with a nice juke here in and around the trees will now get scouted. There's going to be no homing missile, however, so won't be able to quite catch her. Is in a bit of trouble. His Maiden down bottom has done a good job here of kiting around so bad, and it's going to be level 2 Edict, making pretty quick work of him without any neutral creeps to tank it up, except for the Conqueror. Maiden has denied herself to creep here. Didn't expect that. Normally you don't do that anymore, because as you can tell, she's dead for like 25 seconds here at level 2. Valve deciding to punish that. So now the norm is normally to just walk through the jungle and then deny yourself under the enemy's tier 2. It might technically give a kill to someone, but no one gets the XP, and early on kills, as long as it's not first blood, are so inconsequential anyway. As here's Sami, maybe in a bit of trouble. Sani will die actually to the Ogre. 13 Savage doing quite a bit of damage here. I'm going to throw forward though with the Shadow Realm damage. You need to be a bit careful here, as Willow will be falling a bit low. His auto attacks out of Warlock, not too shabby. 60 damage apiece at base damage, a bit more than the Willow anyway. Yeah, it's not base damage. I think he's got like some sticks. No, that's base damage actually. In trouble now is going to be Maiden this time. No neutrals to deny her. Ooh, the stick charge though might just keep her alive. The fissure ending conveniently for her. So actually she just might deny herself to neutrals again. I don't think she should do that. There is a lot of time gone on the sport. You do give at least solo experience here to the Lesh during the meantime, who does very good with the levels. It's kind of why he's good mid. But for separate reasons, you know, it's not too popular to see him either. It's looking top lane now. Sani in a bit more trouble. There's 5 minutes runes spawning shortly here. Both supports here for Team CyberDogs back into the fountain, or at least in the base, regenning up a bit here. Willow will head back top lane now to try and contest this 5-minute rune. Don't think she's quite going to be able to. It's going to be an easy rune for J4, and it's just going to Shadow Ward himself up. Good base attack speed here. As my goodness, I think Unique actually grabbed all 4 runes there. No one making a break for the runes with an Alchemist on your side really does hurt. What is the gold multiplier? 2.5? 1.5? 2.5. So you miss out on quite a bit of gold there. As, yeah, I mean, it used to be 100, would have been 250 gold instead. So now 250 gold missing on the Alchemist is going to be a big blow here against the Elk. As, again, not to min-max it too much, but that is pretty consequential when you factor in the added nerfs against him. As now we have a little bit of a kill attempt here onto Old. Just one fissure. We'll stop that in its tracks, though. Not willing to dive underneath the tier 1 tower. Not the tankiest heroes, like I said, in the spot lane. Maiden and Lesh, good damage output on these guys, but not a whole lot else you provided. As it is, again, Exhort Invoker. 2-1-3 build here with the orbs. Just chilling inside the Acid Spray. Level 3 here, but does a fair bit of damage as they will get a kill down bot lane. Looking for maybe, no, just that one on the Maiden here. Top lane though, 13 Savage maybe in a bit of trouble. Next to the creep wave though, so unlikely to get any good off rocket barrages and going straight for the TP out. It's a good choice there. If he tried to run, he probably would have been dead. Hmm. 43 and 3 now, but look at the denies here on the Invoker. He's gonna have a nice level advantage. Should be going, oh, he's going to earn, interestingly enough. So maybe just going exert. He's exerting. Maybe just going exhort a bit early on for a bit of damage. Speaking of damage, bot lane will have a kill onto the Lesh. Not quite enough damage there on the Frost Nova to find a kill. There's actually maybe a kill here. Beautiful stun into the Sunstrike, and there's our boy Earth Shaker. Climbing that kill as well with the Enchant Totem bonus damage. 3 levels here in the Aftershock. As into the jungle goes Arrow. Doing a farm up now. 3 levels in the Grievel's Greed. 1 level in the ulti here. And now it's 7.5 really. Mana regen thanks to the Maiden being alive. Was it probably Frost Nova? Just level 1, so not too big. I think still you want to go for the Soul Ring, which is not going to be queued up. Instead, maybe going to skip out here on the unstable concoction damage. Go for the attack speed instead. I mean, it's fine. I like the additional stun on this team. You have plenty for sure, but I think more lockdown against a Shaker, against an Invoker is quite useful. But that's just me. I just watch Dota. Okay. Just taking a look here now. Soul Ring here on the core Ogre, rushing straight into that Midas there after that, and just some brown boots as Arrow continues to farm up here. He's got a nice stack for himself. Unfortunately, not going to be finding the ideal creep of those stone golems. Now in a bit of trouble is Ogre Magi for Hero's top lane. As it's so bad. Just getting a bit more damage there with the Fade Bolt. Soaking levels mid lane will be the Maresca. As will not be overlooking her. Bramble Maze will connect here onto the Invoker. It's just level 1 it looks like, so not all that much damage. Maxing the Shadow Realm for that additional damage here early on. Good defensive wards as well here, watching the runes, as we do have those back up in 30 seconds. Is going to be pretty important for this Alchemist, as Invoker not too far behind here in net worth, which is not really the start you want to be looking for. Already having you know, about a quarter of a level advantage here over the Alch as well. Look like we're going to be securing runes 2 for 2 here, as CyberDogs look to get the bottom 2 runes. What has our Shaker been queuing up here? Anything too fun? Anything exciting? Not yet. Just going to be those phase boots. Likely to be an early, not Blink Dagger. I mean, Blink Dagger, yes, but I think even better is going to be... Maybe against an Alch, though, you want to go Blink, right? Just so you can get into his face faster. But then again, the Ags is so much better. It's a tough one here, as in a bit of trouble here is 13 Savage. Will at least get down a stun off as the TPs will be coming through, supporting him. 3 heroes top lane now as Bramble Maze and the Cursed Crown will be stunning 2 heroes here. Sani walking into that. That won't get the multicast off. Good damage there on the Shadow Realm, but not enough for a kill. How's our Lesh doing? He's been farming up quite a bit too. Level 7 himself will be rotating top now too. Maybe to try and help out and find a kill. It's Arrow trying to make sure that Siege Creep does not destroy his tower there. Basic Dispel, of course. There's a 3-man smoke. Going to be rotating over to Sani. Might be a huge kill for them here. At least they're going to be interrupting the pull, which, I mean, at this stage of the game is not super consequential. But J4 likely extremely dead here. Pulse Nova going to work him down. They might have Sani's number as well. Chasing into the tower they go. He's going to be terrorized, juking incorrectly, unfortunately. Can he get out in time? Yes. Is the stun from the Fire Blast not there? Instead, they'll be pushing mid lane as the rotations instead will come through here. This is going to be a bit better of a trade here for Team Unique, in my humble opinion. As now Arrow going to get a bit more pressured here from his farm. Not able to farm so safely here under his tier 1 tower. No good rotation spaces so far for these. You know, you still got the shrines up, so it's not hugely consequential. But still, a little bit less safe for him to farm here. Now they're going to threaten a tier 2 here with the Fate's Edict. They'll at least force out a Fortify. Mareska here is nearby to scout out any rotation. She's going to find 2. That's going to be a stolen acid spray drop down as well. In the Shadow Realm, she might just end up dying here. Staying alive for a bit longer here. There's going to be the Bramble Mace as well. Cursed Crown she'll get off as 13 Savage comes through. Stun onto the Invoker, getting him quite low. 2 times multicast there. Hayes has now backed up. Fissure might just save his life there. That's 13 Savage able to TP out. It's under the cover of the trees. Hayes maybe in a bit of trouble. Sunstrike is on the spots there. Edging to Insane. Nicely done there. On the Invoker, Sunstrike down bot lane. However, 13 Savage actually going to get the kill onto Sani. I didn't see that one coming whatsoever. Call down was used. Nearly enough damage here for the Ogre, but he is too strong. Looks like it was a 2 times multicast there. The Fire Blast able to secure the kill, and that's going to secure the Midas as well here onto Ogre. The Sunstrike! Oh, I think I don't know if he got all that damage solo. I think maybe he might have shared it with the creep. It's not pure Exhort Invoker, it looks like. It looks like he's kind of doing halfsies with the Quas as well. He's going to have that Spear Vessel, which I do like, actually, against the Alchemist. He can, of course, switch over there to the Spirit Vessel, which is going to be much needed. Alk, of course, can just go ahead and dispel off that Cold Snap, but once you do have the Spirit Vessel up against him, at least it makes it a bit easier for you to get the kill onto him. Mantis Style going to be much needed, but that's going to be Radiance completed here on Arrow, 13 minutes into the game. Kasani, we'll call him Kasani, in a bit of trouble now, as they will catch a Lesh here with the Rock getting dropped, plenty of damage, and this Meats Ball, just a little bit of a garnish there on top, but they might go instead here onto the Gyrocopter. Good damage here out of the Bedlam. Will definitely be enough with multiple heroes around to soak up the Rocket Barrage damage. Nice aggressive ward. I think this is going to get dewarded quite quickly here, though. Oh, that's an Observer ward, not a Sentry. Now mid lane continuing to farm up now with the Radiance is Arrow, able to keep up these stacks of Grievel's Greed now a bit more efficiently. They've caught the Warlock here as they are pinging out each other's wards. Bedlam again here to Shadow Realm, not quite enough damage actually. They will get the kill. J4 with the Dark Word, or the Shadow Word, able to stay alive. Will take down there to the Radiance as edging to Insane, getting a bit close here to 13 Savage. That's a Sunstrike, edging to Insane, able to find the kill there while he's trying to close doon onto Ogre. Does have that Spirit Vessel applied, placing down the Ice Wall just to make sure he doesn't get, you know, closer to himself, I suppose, but it is a good kill regardless there. It's a nice Sunstrike here. Where did Maiden die? Just right here, out of vision range as well, so a fantastic kill. And they do actually get the D-Ward as well, or maybe the Ward expiring there. But 15-minute runes here, again, going to be pretty big, as he should have level 4 Grievel's Greed, which is going to be 3.5 times multiplier here for every bounty they can snag. So if they can steal at least one here on Team Unique, that Fissure is going to be a very good Fissure indeed. Bramble Maze not maxed here. Rune getting denied. So bad and wanting and nothing to do with that. Will not give a kill, will not grab the bounty, but won't deny it. Nicely done. Very well worth it here. As the dual sentries are just placed down for double efficiency, of course. Nice aggressive ward. Will scout out the sentry ward here. Satamat picking it up. Tornado picking up the Maiden as well as they've caught 13 Savage here. Could be in a bit of trouble. Tossing him back into the ice wall. Will be Rubik with that telekinesis. Beautiful fissure here. Onto 2. There's going to be the Echo Slam to follow up. Will find the kill here onto Satamat as well as the upheaval. Slowing him down just long enough. But the Pulse Nova damage in addition to the Fate Edict explosions are a bit too much for the Shaker to run through. As the Slam will not kill the Alchemist. Spirit Vessel now applied as in comes Kasani as well. There's going to be an unstable concoction thrown out. Should be still alive here. They'll maybe not share that damage. Nicely done. Sharing is caring, boys. But rather, they're going to kill the Maresca. Edging to Insane, able to find that kill pretty easily there. She does a good job of getting in his face, not allowing him to get too much closer, though. 160 auto attack damage. So what do you go next? Is this Ags or is this Midas on the Invoker? It's Midas. Okay, so now I guess you go for a little bit of well, now it's just Wex. I don't know. Is this a standard Invoker build? I feel like it's not. He started off Exhort. He went a few more levels in the Quas, and then he's like, you know what? Maybe now I want Wex, and that's what he's been doing. As they're going to look for a kill now onto Arrow. Does not have BKB, has enough gold for it. He will at least get off here with the Chemical Rage, but unlikely to be going anywhere, as they've got plenty of lockdown with him thanks to the Cold Snap. And the Spirit Vessel, actually. Spirit Vessel, a very good item this game. Kills onto Alchemist. Few and far between. That's going to be his first, actually. So technically we don't have any between the kills on Alchemist because we only have one. But regardless, very, very worth kill. He's going to have to rebuild those stacks, much akin to a Shadow Fiend would. And you're going to get a tier 2 out of this as well. Secure a bit more space here off of the map. There's going to be that Alacrity, given good amounts of attack speed, as Maiden will be closing in now. They do have vision on her. They'll make the jump here. Behind is going to be Haze. Drums of Endurance charges is used. 13 Savage. Unable to do too much here from the low ground now. All Day potentially able to jump in here. There's going to be the Blink Dagger. Fissure to follow up as well into the call down. Goodbye, Ogre Magi. Shutting him up there with that nice a bit of damage out of the Invoker. Edging to Insane there now with the triple kill. Godlike on the Invoker. 9-0 and 5. Certainly now perhaps past the edge of Insane and just straight Insane in the membrane now. Insane in the brain. They're going to try and find again a kill on this Alchemist, would really help him out. Arrow might just continue farming here all day. Will scout him out here. Does not have the Blink Dagger though, thanks to the Radiance canceling that. There's going to be the Tornado picking him up, throwing him down into the ice wall. The stuns are there. The lockdown. No Chemical Rage able to be used. No Shrine either. And nicely done so far this game. Able to completely shut down this Alchemist mid-game. Has had no free time to farm here for the past 3 minutes. Really since the tier 1 fell about 12 minutes into the game here. They've done a great job keeping up the pressure. And keeping up the pressure they'll do. As straight now on to the tier 2 they'll go. And there it is. Holding onto the rock as well. Golem on J4 at the ready. Just love canceling on that one. It's extremely loud for everyone. You don't actually hear that unless you have, well, 1, you're on his team, or 2, you have vision of the Warlock. So if you have vision of the Warlock and you see him do the cast animation, then you're going to find him as Flesh with the Self-Yule Scepter on, likely to live a bit longer here. So that's going to be a beautiful setup for Old Days and Chantoto. Now edging to Insane beyond godlike. 10th kill. 11th kill make that of the lobby now. Has more than enough Spirit Vessel charges now to deal with the Alchemist, who has now respawned. I don't think he's got any stacks of Grievous Reed. He's down to 4, which is the pace, is it not? Yeah. Ouch. That one hurts. He gets them up rather quickly, of course, but a good start for him for sure. Has he bought out for the BKB? He is buying out, but does not even have money here for the BKB yet. Needs another 500 gold, and he might get caught out here as well, as they do have a ward watching his rotation. There's not really too many supports nearby either. There's a tier 1 people can rotate to, though, and speaking of rotations, there's going to be one. They do scout the Invoker here, though. They need to be sure they can catch him. There's going to be Ice Wall placed on the Terrify as well, trying to hold him down. Arrow. There's the Yule Scepter, but setting it up perfectly. No, actually, Alchemist does not get off the unstable concoction. Won't matter all too much, as 904 gold now to the Maresca. You got to be careful. It's a big oversight there. If you die like that, 900 gold to the position 4 might be consequential. Better that than to the Alchemist, I suppose, but still. Nine to 20 the kill spread here thus far in the game, as now the CyberDogs look to make a nice push here. What's he stolen? Acid spray, not a bad one. Good against the D pushing here. That's going to be a Rubik acid spray, of course. We'll go ahead and nuke down there the melee creeps. Warlock now has picked up himself a medallion. It's going to be a great item in this game, like I said. They're really having no trouble dispatching the Ogre, but now they're really not going to have any problems with it. So he's going to be going straight for the Pipe of Insight, which is going to be great here against the Shaker, the Invoker, basically everyone, right? It's a really great item, as is the BKB now on Alchemist, so they could still potentially turn this game around. They have not lost themselves a tier 3 yet. They're not fighting against two unequivocal, unequivocal. Unequivocal. They're not fighting against, you know, those odds. They're not looking too bad yet, and a nice smoke gank here could potentially still turn this game in their favor. That comeback mechanic is pretty strong. Not too strong, but it's nice and balanced, right? It does give you a fair amount of bonus gold and XP there for every single kill you can get. Still down only 4k. A lot of that is going to be on the Alchemist. But then again, a lot of that is on in the Invoker too. A lot of Midas gold as well, which is going to all turn into reliable golds for the Ogre, of course, as he's now quite rich, needs a little bit more for the pipe. So bad. Going for the 4 staff. I'm surprised he doesn't have an item here, like a blink or something. Oh, Aether Lens is going to be his item. Silly me. As it's going to be Ags soon. Coming to the Invoker, actually, now in the Courier. That's going to be the Ogre Club queued up, not for Ags, but instead for the BKB, which is going to be next. Good item there. As it looks like Team Unique looking to finish off all the outer towers here. Maybe then set up for a Roshan. They've got great vision here with illusions, watching any possible rotations. Shaker, has he got himself an Ags yet? Not quite. Still needs about another 600 gold for him to have it. But tier 1 for tier 1, and both teams now both have a Fortify. But these teams do push incredibly quickly as well. You know, you do have, of course, the Fate's Edict here. An Alchemist doesn't push too shabbily either, but then again, you do have Alacrity here on the Juggernaut, and you've got minus armor here for Roshan as well, so you might pick up a tier 2 here, but CyberDogs will lose out on Roshan, and that's likely going to go to the Gyrocopter here, who's just picked up a BKB, maybe to the Invoker, actually, as he's going to be making space for it instead. So Gyro, early defensive here. Drums BKB will be the build, and then into Ags. And I do like that. It's a bit safer, and therefore they're going to give the Aegis to the Invoker. He's got that Aghanims for himself, so a nice big power spike. As really, you know, +1 level to each of his orbs. This J4 will get scouted here by the Terrorize. No chance to drop the rock here. Maybe, no, the stun, the damage is gonna be not there. Actually, nearly dropping the rock, but not gonna be able to. Now rotating through, he's gonna be one hero all alone here. It's the Invoker, of course, with the Max Quas, able to go Ghost Walk quite nicely. What's Ghost Walk again? Show me the spells list, I forget. That's what it is. It's mostly on Quas. That's right. I'm a big dummy. Then he goes now, getting chased down. I mean, Hayes quite fast as well now. Will just finish off this tier 1 tower, but Edging to Insane's got something to say about that. Eul Scepter into Eul Scepter. They do have a split earth. They will connect. BKB not here on the Invoker quite yet, but to back you up is Kasani here now, as he's going to pop his own BKB. Called on will be onto a few heroes. Alchemist going to get stunned up, has his own BKB here. Will go ahead and pop it, but they've already lost their maiden. Now 13 Savage here in a bit of trouble, running away, trying to run. That's going to be a beautiful Aghanim Scepter reveal here on Old A, continuing to at least get 2 kills, perhaps 3. BKB now popped on Arrow, looking to turn her here onto Old A. He's got that Ags jump in 1 more second, but he's going to actually find himself a nice bit of unstable concoction on the way back down. Pulse Nova doing good damage, but not enough here. They've lost 3 on the side of CyberDogs, and they might even lose a bit more. Getting aggressive is going to be the Willow. Not quite enough damage there with the Bedlam either. 4 heroes now dead, as they've yet to pick a single kill up. let alone the Aegis. Aghanim Scepter on the Shaker, turning into just about their worst nightmare here as Arrow, maybe considering going in, will stun himself up, actually started the TP, so they do not know where he is. Fissure does not give vision. Don't be silly. Mid tower, though, under siege now. Alacrity. He's going to be likely off cooldown here. So it's hard to know as Maiden going to get stunned up here into the Spear Vessel as he goes. Nice multicast here on the Ogre. Going to be ultimately unable to save the life here of the Maiden. I don't think we've even seen the Maiden ult whatsoever. And you know what? We won't see the Ogre anymore. Just kidding, we will, because he's going to buy back now. 4 heroes up against the 5. Very low will be the Invoker, but I don't think they can quite catch him now as they're going to get a kill onto, not quite onto Willow actually. It's this Dark, or the Shadow Realm will hide her for a little bit. J4 holding on to the Golem. Could potentially just really be the nail in the coffin here for CyberDogs. Hiding out in the trees he goes. Could be potentially dangerous, as I think they're not going to be able to catch anyone here. TPing out will be the Gyrocopter, and it looks like we're going to be all calm now until the next push. Caffeinating here, first match of the day, so getting in that very ceremonial but coffee. There's going to be Pipe of Insight completed now. It's going to help out quite a bit, making them a bit more sustainable. They still have just way too much damage, though. The team feels like it's just not tanky enough, and they've itemized quite nicely as well. There's Kasane going forward, likely to find the kill here on the Maiden. Split Earth will connect. This is an unstable concoction, actually. So Maiden will live a bit longer. BKB pop now on Kasane, as All Day maybe looking for an Echo Slam. Does have it available. Blink Dagger available too, but they're not necessary. They're going to be able to blow up the Lash. Now Ogre dead, I think, does not have buyback either. Sunstrike not going to be able to find any heroes here, but finding the Maiden will be All Day again, jumping forward. Last hit there onto J4. There's a support squad finding one after another. Now perhaps Maresca in a bit of trouble. Tries to go for the juke, will be unable to. Yule Scepter holding back the Shaker for a second. I did hear one get stunned up. Alpha will at least stun up the Warlock for the same amount of time. But they've got a follow-up stun there. It's going to be the Golem getting dropped now into the addition of the Fatal Bonds. There's going to be the upheaval as well. You do have BKB here on the Alchemist. Echo Slam not too effective here. This will be good enough to hold him down. BKB finally getting... No, actually, no BKB yet here on active. Does he have buyback? He does not, but dies without the BKB being used here. Maybe just thought it wasn't quite worth it, but ends up now dead for a minute regardless. They'll catch the Maresca out in the river as well. Now running for his life, having back is the Lash, dead for a full 70 seconds now. GG gets called. Looks like game number 1 in the books. Unique will take it. Able to fight against the Ogre and the Alchemist. Very well played to them, actually. Yeah, I just think they played that fantastically. They didn't even lose Aegis. You just heard it get reclaimed there at the very end. But just really nice aggression here against Arrow. I think there was one, maybe 2 tanky heroes that both got countered by basically one item. I think it was a very interesting build here on the Invoker. Let's take a look here at his skill build early on. Yeah, because he started Quas Exhort, and then he's like, you know what, maybe now I'll go for Quas Wex, and did that. I don't know, it was very interesting. A good Invoker, a very great Invoker game. 13, 1, and 11
Uh-oh.
Welcome back, guys. We are now live with draft for game number 2 here, already underway. Team Unique taking a game off of CyberDogs here. CyberDogs yet to have found a victory here throughout the run in the group stage in the OMG.bet Cup. We'll see if they're able to turn it around here, maybe win a series. As we open up here with the Marana Undying opening versus the Abba and Rubik. Undying 5 going to be quite popular. You know, I've seen a lot of ABBA 3. We've seen it 4. I think it's pretty good now as a 3. They've made a lot of changes. Not a lot, but they've made a few changes to the Mist Coil that have all of a sudden, you know, propelled them into the 5 role. And people were like, oh my god, I could just use this all the time and be annoying and then deny myself and come back and do it all over again. And then they're like, maybe we change that, right? And then now he's a good position 3 still, good carrier of lots of auras, of course. The Vlad's has been nerfed a bit, but it's still quite strong, I'd say. It's always a great item to have. You know, barriers such as the Crimson Guard or the Pipe are always fantastic. That's good. I like it. Somewhat strong laner as well, is potential to maybe make his life hell with the Undying. You can just sap his strength away and leave him on very low HP. But it's a good pick. A strong Dispel is always extremely useful. Not too many heroes carry one. Already we see Slark being banned. He's got another one. I think Lifestealer Rage is a strong Dispel, technically. On cast. I don't think it'll, like, you know, if you're stunned, you can't use it. Obviously. No, it's a basic Dispel. Yeah, they're much more rare than I think. Afterlife here, playing on the Unique side here. Last game, played a very mean Shaker, so might see him on the ABBA this game. So we're already done with the second ban phase. What do we need here? Still need a little bit. Draft still pretty wide open for both teams. Could use maybe just a source of earlier lockdown here on the side of Team Unique, or a really good slow. Either or, I think, are pretty good right now for them in the draft. There's another good source of lockdown. So maybe it is going to be an ABBA 4. It could be like a mid Shaker. Maybe they're willing to throw it in. Because I think 5 Rubik is honestly really bad. The hero needs items to be useful. Not full stop, but mostly full stop. Undying used to be the same way, but then people started just, instead of scaling up Soul Rip a little bit more here, Fear likes to get a lot of levels in the Soul Rip early on, maybe like a 1-2-2, 1-3-1 sometimes on occasion, but now all of a sudden we're not really seeing the Tombstone maxed as early as it always was when he was played in a 4 role and, you know, needed items and all this stuff. He's still a strong hero on Undying, and sure, I'm just make everyone stronger, don't they? But
Morphling.
it's going to be the Morph pick, though, on CyberDogs. Maybe just trying to deny the morph or shaker combo that is somewhat rampant. Not super rampant nowadays, but you know, if you see one, it's not too uncommon to see the other, whether he's on your team or not. CyberDogs will take that. It's pretty good here. My big shtick with it is that you need to get level 18 before you have that downtime on the morph to 0. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to rush in eggs unless you're right around the, you know, level 14 to 15 area on the morph lane. It doesn't farm too quickly. I mean, farms actually not too terribly. But there's going to be a root. They got plenty of stuns, actually. Abba could build and earn. I'm actually kind of getting scared now. Maybe it's an Abba 5. You know what? That's more realistic. It's probably an Abba 5, a Rubik 4, a Shaker 3, an Ember 1. Maybe Ember mid lane here. A little bit of flexibility there, as once again, unique having the last overall pick here in the draft. Sand King off lane. It's going to be pretty good here. Lots of things to dispel. Of course, you cannot dispel the decay stacks, which is going to be very strong. And if you lock down the Abba, well, he's going to be forced to ult himself to get away. But Sand King going to be a pretty good pick here. Looks like CyberDogs. I think you're not going to want to run the morph lane mid against an Ember. I don't really think that's in his favor. You might be able to get away with it, of course, if you can get a second point into attribute shift, but I don't think it's quite ideal. I think probably run him in the safe lane, throw him against a Shaker instead. Better odds there, I'd say, even if you factor in a second support. So probably going to be the Potom, Sand King, Undying, Morph, safe lane here for the CyberDogs, needing themselves probably a mid laner here. What are they lacking? Just a little bit of early game damage. I wouldn't mind. I mean, an SF would have been pretty good, actually. I was about to say maybe a little bit of early game magic damage that can do pretty decent mid lane against the Ember, if it is going to be an Ember mid. And that also synergizes nicely. The reason I say magic damage is because Sand King likely to just rush, or can, and likely likes to, can just go straight for the Veil of Discord early on, right out of lane stage, level 8 or so. You grab that, brown boots, you're in business. Gank mid lane with a magic dealing mid laner, and bada bing, bada boom, you killed the Ember Spirit. You know, congratulations. Maybe instead, I don't know. I think a Storm maybe is actually not too terrible here. Storm Spirit might be decent. Can jump in, force out the Abba to use his ulti. Ooh, they do have pretty good lockdown against you. Telekinesis, basically instant cast time, which then can be comboed. Of course, the root on Ember going to be a bit scary if he's got setup for you, so maybe not then. Yeah, I don't know, actually. They do have a lot of setup, and most importantly, they've got like an instant sort of bit of lockdown, so it doesn't matter what level of the ball lightning you got. Oh, they are going to go with the Storm. Like I said, you know, what can I say? It was good freaking draft analysis here, by the way. I think that's fantastic. There's going to be the AM pick. It's going to be a bit spooky, so it's going to be an Afterlife Shaker here again. What did I say? Look how smug I am. You can't see me, but I'm sure you can imagine my smug little shit-eating grin right now that I predicted that Storm pick. I don't know. That's kind of what I felt like they could go for. I think that's why they banned the SF. It was a good ban. I think maybe the SF would have been a bit better. Now AM all of a sudden hugely potentially very dangerous here, right? Early game might be a bit tough here on the Undying though. You do have, or rather for the anti-mage, because you got an Undying, you know, you could tri-lane it, really make the AM's life hell, but then you're going to neuter your Morphs farm a little bit. You might be able to get away with that, actually, because hopefully then your Sand King and Storm get off to a pretty decent start. as it's going to be, of course, a mid lane Ember here against the Storm. I'd say level 3 to level 4 is going to be, it's very skill based, right? Because of course you can dodge out a lot of things with the sleight of fist. But level 3 to 4 is going to be pretty, still I would say, favorable to Arrow. It's one of my favorite mid lane matchups to watch, I think, just because it's very skill based, right? You can do a lot of magic damage here early on. Of course, Ember does have that Flame Guard, which can make it a bit easier for him to tank up a little bit of damage. Really get strong at level 3 Flame Guard, which you are in this matchup. You're gonna want to get that as soon as possible. So you're gonna get that at level 5 here. So it's gonna be a fun matchup mid lane. Oh man, I don't know. Just seeing the way they played mid last time though. Some really great plays here on the Invoker here on edging to Insane. We'll see if he's able to do it again. 1 minute, as we're gonna have a short pause. As I said in the draft, though, I am somewhat reluctant here of the Storm pick. It's slightly dangerous, because if they can catch you with a telekinesis, they're not going to have any problems whatsoever stunning you to death, right? That's kind of, if you're a Storm Spirit, obviously. That's kind of the spooky thing, in my opinion. Then again, if they use that on the Storm, they won't have it for the Morphling. I would say it's a bit easier to catch the Morphling, you know, before he's hyper farmed with like a BKB, Satanic, Manta, you know. Assuming we're not at that stage, it's a bit easier to catch the Morphling, I would say, overall. So I think you're okay just go ahead and lifting up the Storm Spirit, trying to hold him down, but nah. It's a good pick. I like it. But we'll see how it works out for him. We might be going here for the try offlane. Maybe just early on to try and get a kill. You got the Ring of Bazzi here on Marana, so she actually does damage. Top lane Haze looking like he's getting ready for those Wraith Bands, of course. As my coffee's gone cold, but it still tastes quite good. Bit of infighting here maybe, as... No, you just kidding, that's the other team. We'll see. I think a lot's, not a lot, but a good amount's going to be right in here on the success here of the Sand King offlane. If you can get likely an early Veil would really give a good start here to the CyberDogs draft. 13 Savage, we've seen him a lot over the past 2 days here, considering they played their 2 games yesterday here on the side of the CyberDogs. So he plays a very good and aggressive early game, so I like to see him here on the Sand King. I think he could provide the space needed, get the items he needs to then help Storm out, who could then, you know, get the items he needs, gives a little bit of space for then ideally the morph to pop off, right? Late game though, you do have an AM, which is always going to be terrifying. Late game, Abba, even as a 5 as well, becomes very, very strong with that level 25 talent. Probably going to end up going there for the shield talents, which basically doubles the health. Yeah, a bit more than doubles the health of the Aphotic shields. So a second strong, or the same strong dispel. I've just realized my minimap's not big enough. Forgot I played a game of Dota and changed it back. There we are. Now the overlay is fixed. Apologies. That's embarrassing. Finally good to go here. 2 early pauses here, but we're getting into it. Yeah, I don't know. Late game anti-mage is going to be very scary. Of course, the morph will come online a little bit sooner than the AM will. Even like an early quote-unquote fighting AM, you know, it's just Manta, well, Battle Fury, Manta, right? And then you can kind of fight. Probably going to need a BKB this game. I mean, you might be able to get away with it just with the counter spell. It's a bit risky, but you can make some money moves happen. So I wonder what happens if he gets Burrow Strike with Counterspell. I don't think it really works, because won't you still get stunned? I'd imagine it works like a Lotus Orb, except normally the way counterspell works is it's like a Lotus and a Lincoln's, where you don't take the spell, but you do reflect it. We'll see. I imagine we'll get to see it at some point or another this game. Runes, we get 2 for 2 here. CyberDogs will secure the 2 down bottom. Should have Decay leveled already, I'd imagine. Yep, ready to go. Is J4 willing to throw forward a Mist Coil or 2 here? It's an interesting custom icon there for the Mist Coil. Haze and So Bad now, both top lane. It's going to be Afterlife here again on the off lane Shaker. Let's see what he can get done. Had a very nice game last time as well. As Remnant first level here to try and secure the first wave. Arrow getting the deny on the first creep, on the first range creep, that is, of course, going to be pretty consequential. Nicely done there, actually, on Arrow. Good mid laner, this guy. No, will not connect to there onto the CS, though. It's unfortunate. Like I said, I will be watching this match a lot because this is a really fun one to match there. Remnant now level 2 here, so of course going for the overload. We'll check back in. We'll check back in like on a minute, right? As 13 Savage will be pulling the lane here, pulling the creeps, going and yoinking them away. Afterlife doing exactly the same though, so we're married across the mid lane. As Hayes getting a bit harassed here, holding on to level 2 for now, or saving the skill point rather. As continuing to just be very annoying is the Rubik. Level 1 Fadeable. It's completely underwhelming though, especially without any levels in the Arcane Supremacy. Just hits like a wet paper towel, really, that ability. Without a few more levels in it, it's super underwhelming. It's great early on to secure at least the range creep, you know, when no one else has damage. And mostly for the attack speed, or for the attack damage that gets lessened here. So level 3 now on the Storm Spirit, as promised. We are now looking and ready. It's going to be level 2 in the Flame Guard as well, though. Actually holding on to the skill point for now. Not committed it until anything yet. Might have been able to go for a bit of an aggressive move there, but going to decide against it as Hayes continually just getting aggressive top lane. They've got a fissure in 1 second. There's going to be the Tango Eaten, actually, but So Bad just able to right-click down Hayes, just kind of walking him down there. This Arrow, again, still holding on to the skill points here at 3. Haster in here on the Ember makes it a bit harder for you to land your spells on it. He's probably going to be able to run away there quite easily from a Remnant, as now Sand in a bit of trouble. Does not have the Burrow Strike, and now barely no mana there. Going to have to be forced to use a Mango as Sani, ooh, nearly getting the kill there with the Aphotic Shield bursting, but it's level 1 Aphotic Shield, not dealing the most damage. Level 4 Arrow, what have you done? Alright, there we go, 1-1-2, so he's still got a bit of time where I think he's a bit stronger, right? Because 220 damage, that combo still does a good amount as well. With the 2 overloads, he might be able to get in here. There we go, that's it in action. Now he's going to have to chill, but that's bottle already, so maybe already a big advantage here for the Ember Spirits in the mid lane. We'll see, it's not over yet, as they do have the Mirana already rotating through mid. That's going to leave Sand King alone. He's going to get some nice solo experience at least out of this, but look at the damage he's taking. I'm not sure if it's going to be quite well worth it. Doesn't even have mana here to go for the Sandstorm right now. Alright. Mirana still just chilling here, threatening with her presence. Has not picked up anything in the level 2 yet. Saptamat will be sapping some of that strength. Losing it just as quickly as he's gaining it, though, and gonna be maybe in a bit of trouble. There's gonna be Fissure. They do have a Fade Bolt as well. Deceptively tanky, this Undying, though. Barely able to run away, cutting down a tree, and with boots is Undying, but that's gonna be Solar Appear level 2. A second Decay leaves Undying a bit less tanky, as now they're gonna be going instead for So Bad. Around minute 4 here. Have we grabbed any runes? Nope, the regen has spawned bottom, which will be picked up by J4 likely. And again, 2013 Savage here in a bit of trouble. I keep every single time I nearly call him 23 Savage, but that's not the case here. Sani will secure the kill now. Just a solo kill there. Able to right click him down. No mana, no stick charges, no life for Sand King. Sad Tomat walking back home. Going to be able to heal up a bit. This is going to leave Hayes all alone for a little bit. There is a Mirana standing right behind him, though. Maybe ready to arrow, but right now she's just chilling here. Wearing a Bazzy. Bottle now at the ready. Could potentially maybe try and find a kill here. is unsure of where she wants to go, though. Alright, let's look mid lane again now. Low on HP is the Ember, but you know what? He did catch that regen rune earlier, so he's going to be A-okay. Storm has no bottle charges nearly, but he's going to get a TP from the Undying, refill that bottle. Thank you very much, sir. They've even gotten additional use out of it, so that's some efficiency right there. Remnant there for the CS. There's mistiming the deny there. Who is this? Sand King. And he's going to be role-playing the axe now, pulling the creep over here. It's pretty effective. This is a really annoying and really good strat. You're going to deny, or you're going to get rid of most of the first catapult wave as well, which is quite strong here. As J4 getting involved. Coyer's coming over here as well. Has he given him dust? Indeed he has. The Bird Beautiful 2-man burrow strike here. J4 nearly dying there. It's a level 2 Sandstorm, but now 13 Savage again in trouble. Sani quite low on HP, as is J4 actually, likely to deny himself here, but no, instead the Aphotic Shield placed down, but they have gotten a kill mid lane actually. They've lost 3. They pick up the Sanking, but space created here. They're actually going to get to a 3 for 2 around the map. I think that was just simply an arrow mid lane. Nope, just the Electric Vortex into plenty of damage. Mirana probably leaping in. I imagine there was a Star Storm, but maybe even not. No, just Mirana right clicks were going to be enough. Nicely done. They get top lane as well. That's a bit more space there, as they're only going to hit 1 with the fissure. Why does that sound like a train? Did you hear that? Interesting. So, back into the jungle goes 13 Savage, not having such a fantastic start. Has a sentry for himself, but it's dust is what's joining him now. This arrow will find an early kill up to level 7, so a small level advantage here. Where has our Ember gone? Into the jungle, still level 6. At a bit of a level deficiency now. But at least we do have all the remnants at play now. As top lane, a bit of aggression. They'll find a kill here under the Rubik Fissure. Gonna get cancelled there, but threatening with it for sure. 3 heroes top lane, so unlikely he's going to be able to want to go back in there afterlife. 41 CS though. Sani, for the most part, CSing quite comfortably though, which is always going to be the scary part here if you're on the CyberDogs side. Not a whole lot of pressure that they're able to bring to him this early on. Luckily, their mid lane strat is working out quite nicely for them as well. So maybe, ideally, the AM won't be too big of an issue. Arrow not going to connect onto anyone as they're going to try for a kill here on So Bad, leaping off of the cliff. Not going to find him in the Roche Pit. Fade Bolt here onto 2. Nice stun onto the bottom as well. Waiting to go in is edging to Insane as Afterlife has rotated through as well. Arrow waiting for him inside the pit here. You don't have a lift anymore here. There's the Zip Zap out. Enough damage there with the Overload. 3 heroes mid now is now, actually, well, it used to be 4. Nice Arrow. Will be able to stun up a bad in here for a short amount of time. TPing out just in the nick of time will be Arrow as he is out of there. Nicely done. Good kill for him. Wasting a lot of time. And what's this? It's 13 Savage trying to cut the wave. Now we'll finally use the Sandstorm, but dust on the AM. Not enough mana for the Burrow Strike. Was ready with the counter spell too, and killing spree here on the AM early. 47 last hits as well, so he's leading the lobby in last hits, perhaps even kills. Statistically, probably kills here. That's a very scary start. He's off to a fantastic start here on the anti-mage, on the Andy Mage. Mid lane here, missing a bit of engagement. Nice bits of damage here. Starstorm doing a good amount. There's another rotation. Sadtamont nearby has the 2nd level here on the Soul Rip as well, but needs creeps for them to do a bit more damage here. But solo laning again. They're kind of sacking this off lane, which isn't too bad in most cases, but it is an anti-mage, so it's kind of scary. One of the few heroes that actually still builds Battle Furies and doesn't just have a Magnus do the farming for him. Being incredibly annoying though, I'm sure, as finally we'll get a few rotations early. There's going to be the Dust of Appearance. Tombstone dropped as well as the Soul Rip. Not going to be there quite in time to find the kill onto Sani. He's quite tanky as well. Does have a bad end behind him too. Top lane though, it'll leave these two alone. Haze on Afterlife. Level 7 here on Haze. That's a bit of a level advantage. He's got 22 denies in his name. The most in the lobby, actually, as Sani having just 18. So not too many less, but he's going to be going for a kill here on the bottom. Does have the Mana Void if he wants to try and go for it. Another Dusted appearance here. Just everyone just about carrying Dust. There's going to be the Solar up there. Going to get the kill onto the Abaddon. However, Mana Void will get one in return. Now chasing into the trees. Satamat on trying to escape. Throwing him back forward. No more Mana Void here. They do have a Blink or a Blink available. Eros getting very close and comfortable with the counter spell right on time. Zipping, zapping forward now. No Blink available. Keisani now finally will die at least once to Arrow. 5 times kill spree ended as well. As these two heroes vie for the minutes runes. So, we're going to continue on then. 7-7. So, kill score just about even, huh? Arrow rotating might even or mess up the count here as he's looking to make a jump here onto Afterlife. Likely to result in a kill here. You do have stick charges and a Soul Ring available on All Day, but there's going to be the Adaptive Strike. Soaking levels mid now is 13 Savage against the level 8 Ember, who I thought was going to get off to a good start, but thus far is struggling just a little bit here. If we look at net worth, he's still in the top half, so not really too big of issues here. As, I think that's a... Nope, not level 6 yet on the Rubik, actually. And they will find 13 Savage, though. They do have a Sentry Ward placed down. Just plenty of detection wherever this man goes, leaving him no space, no chill on this team for the Sand King. How is his item? Is he going to be going for the Veil? Maybe. It looks like he's not going to go straight for the Veil Rush. He's not had that start of the game that he really needs. So he's going to be going instead for the Mana Boots, which is fine, I suppose. You don't have to do a ton of magic damage either. This is magic damage, right? It's interesting that this isn't like physical damage, because like, you know, he is mana, he is anti-mage, so like, why does he even have spells is my question. Whatever. Maelstrom queued up here for the Ember. Classic. What do we got here? Mask of Madness? No, not quite yet. Straight into the Manta style here for the Morphlane. So we've got about another 1k gold here for the Battle Fury on the Andy Mage as well. Might have a bit of an aggressive play here. Sitting, baiting with the rune is the bottom. Will not go for it though. Storm has TV'd back in, going for that first item. Kaya, 13 Savage. Getting a bit of time to farm here, so has a good amount of gold in the bank. Has recovered here quite nicely. And still in the bottom half, though, by quite a bit, actually. Position 3, trailing behind here, the Earthshaker, as Afterlife has closing in around 3,600 gold now, is actually below the position 4 bottom, which has much more farm, you know, 1k more than the Sand King, 12 minutes into the game, which is not really the starts you want in your off lane. That will leave, of course, as a result, Anti-Mage pretty nicely off here. Already has the full Perseverance ready. Close it in slowly but surely now to the Battle Fury. I think CyberDogs sniffed this out because they're maybe looking to try and find a kill there. But with the Abaddon behind him and the counter spell, it's a bit of a tough kill here. You got him once for sure, and you might get the Ember mid. Nope, stuns are not there. But again, just returning to the calmness thus far. Some for second level in the Vortex. Interesting. Guess the pull distance is nice. Slightly longer duration might help you set up as well for the Andy Mage, but there's going to be Battle Fury. And speaking of him, 13-minute Battle Fury with boots and a Wraith Band and an Orb of Venom, interestingly enough. I neglected to point that out during the laning stage. So his farm is now going to skyrocket here, closing in on just about 100 last. It's 14 minutes into the game. Can expect to see that go much higher. Look, we might smoke up here. 2 supports behind the Ember Spirit. Maybe they're just going to jump in. As I think that's going to be Remnant stolen there by the Rubik. Indeed, a level 3 Remnant. 3 heroes top lane, though, for the CyberDogs. Maybe trying to push a tower. Oh, big remnants. I think he even gets a little fancy hat, doesn't he? Moonlight Shadow now, maybe trying to find a kill somewhere. They've got good vision here around the Secret Shock. Afterlife here will be scouted out farming. They do have an Abba nearby as well, though, as now 15-minute runes spawning. They're going to go ahead and break vision. But it's on onto 2. The fissure is perfect. Being able to nuke down Afterlife, unable to get off a slam or really anything there. J4 slowed to heck. He will die as well. Borrow time does get popped. Nice bit of steal there. Now you can see why people love picking the Morph against the Shaker. Could be going straight into Ags, actually. He's decided to change it up. He got that taste of power and went, what if I could do that all the time? So this is interesting. It's a 3 Shaker. I didn't quite notice the build last game on Afterlife here on his 3 Shaker. But once again, he's not maxing the enchant totem. This is not too unusual to see during the lane. During the lane, he didn't want to max it either, instead choosing to max the Aftershock first, which he has also done this game. Now gonna go max the Fissure as well. In some games we've seen, against Morphling specifically, we've seen them actually not max, like literally just save skill points there. And not level them, not level the ability past the first level of Enchant Totem, because they don't want heroes, they don't want Morphling rather, to be able to get that 400% true strike, might I add, 400% true strike crit on a ranged attack, which is insane, with Morphling's damage. So that's a bit busted. Ooh, he's actually stolen Epicenter here, just casually strolling into lane to flex on him. Nice stun to return the favor, but Kasari is going to be there. The Mana Void. Wait a second. I thought Void no longer does damage during the night, during the daytime. It is nighttime. That explains it, actually. Anyway, to continue my point there, I'd be interested to see how the build goes from here. He's level 10, so of course he's going to get that level 10 talent. What is it, move speed or armor or something like that? Damage and mana, or whatever. I confused the 15 with the 10s. Probably going to end up going for the mana, maybe? Who knows? Blink Dagger, first item queued up for Afterlife. So we'll see. Once he's level 11, I'd be interested to see what his take is, because Morphling makes a perfect copy, so if you put 1 level into the Enchant Totem, that's what he gets. Yeah, I've seen that in specifically 1 game. We are in a different region, though. There's going to be Blink Dagger now on 13 Savage. He's caught up a little bit, at the very least. How is our boy Andy Mage doing, though? Has a full Yasha. Was it 1300 here for the recipe? 500 for the recipe. Casual, mistake there, as Potom able to get the leap off in time. Needs to be a bit careful there of the Anti-Mage, who is got a Rubik behind him. What's he stolen here? Starstorm's a pretty good one, top lane. Who have they caught here? Morphling, they're going to pop out here with the Echo Slam. They have gotten off the attribute shifts, but my goodness, he's went into the Shaker form and then dies immediately after. It's a bit silly of a play there, to be quite honest. He had plenty of HP back in Morphling form, but instead morphed into Shaker and then instantly dies pretty much. That's a bit unlucky. I mean, the Shaker as well does have a lot of HP, so maybe it's the armor difference at that point, though. But then you do lose armor, of course, as you go into more strength. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't have made that much of a difference, but ends up going into the Shaker form. Trying to land the stuns, is unable to. I think there's a slight of fist dodge in there. Who knows? My goodness, Ember with that physical attack damage. What was that, sir? In that Maelstrom proc there. Level 11 now, of course. So he is holding on to the level. See, he should have a skill point. Because 4, 5, 9, 10, 11. Just freaking kidding. I was trolling you. Yeah, 10, 11. I was just kidding. So level 12 is what I meant to say. We'll see if he decides to get anything in that. Down bottom now. As for, they'll continue to push. Out in the jungle, continuing to farm is Hayes. Has the actual eggs completed. He might have had that done as well in the last fight. Maybe that's why he tried to escape. But it didn't look like it, because it looks like he enchant totemed in place. So maybe he just messed that up. Alright, let's see. Level 12 soon here, as 20-minute runes will be spawning shortly. 1k will separate the two teams, but Sani continuing to farm out of his freaking mind, has now got the Manta style completed. Next up is going to be the Abyssal Blade for him. No BKB queued up yet. They will have pretty good lockdown for him though, especially with this Morphling eggs into the Shaker, as they will trade tier 2 for tier 2. 13 Savage trying his best to delay the inevitable here, but he ends up just dying top lane to J4 with the Mist Coil. Securing the kill. I almost used the wrong S word. Would have been quite silly of me. Okay, so I'm looking at the chat replay now, or at the live replay. It looks like Morphling did have Ags in that engagement, so maybe he just accidentally used it on himself for the self-cast rather than actually escaping. Might see smoke up here as 4. As in they go. They're going to find one. It will be Hayes here. Is he on mostly Agi? Not quite. The Echo Slam into engage. He's on good HP, but not quite good enough, as the lockdown is superb. Here, take him down as Sani has pushed the tower. Now ready to go here onto the Tombstone. They might have just stolen Tombstone there. Nope, they get Soul Rip instead. But now they've caught the Storm Spirit in a bit of trouble. He is. My goodness, Mana Void just instant. Getting orchided up is the Ember Spirit to no avail. Oh, he did. Okay, so I did just watch the replay, 3 minutes delayed. He did have eggs, but he ends up using Enchant Totem on himself instead of Enchant Totem in a way to safety. So a slight misplay there. Maybe thought he can actually get the kill there. So in they go. They might get another one here. Undying in a bit of trouble. He's still alive, actually. Not quite dying yet, as the epicenter is quite good. Not quite good enough to find the kill on anyone, but everyone's quite low now. Moonlight Shadow, we have plenty of detection sitting right underneath the Sentry Ward. Buying back now is going to be the Undying. Ember will die to a right click here out from the bottom. This J4, his ulti has been expended now. You have the Storm Spirit back up in 2 seconds, but it looks like they won't be able to catch anyone else, as the epicenter will not find the TPing J4. Nearby is still All Day, though, with the Blink Dagger at the ready. And again, right to farm in now. That's going to be a Yasha. Ooh, Courier ends up getting sniped here by the Shaker. Just had wards on it, but quite annoying regardless, as he was just waiting there, stalking, waiting. He'll find a kill though, as smoked up here as 3, now looking to cross the river and get a kill. Over the river and through the woods to the Radiance base we go. I don't think they're gonna find anyone here. No one occupying the jungle here on the side of Team Unique. Instead, Kasani looking like he's top lane, picking up the casual 22-minute and 40-second bounty rune, which has actually given his team a bit more gold than a 20-minute rune. We'll go on and get a D ward at the very least. Maybe set up for Roche here, as we'll smoke up as 4 on the side of Unique. You are without your AM, but there's going to be the Echo Slam committed once again here onto the Storm Spirit. The lockdown again, superb. There is going to be a Morphling Shaker again. The cooldown here is going to be a minute. Even with the level 15 talent taken here, you still have a minute downtime in between. And I think you've just caught the Undying as well. He's going to be in a bit of trouble in the back line, so they almost got the Shaker. In fact, oh, I thought they caught him, but that was a friendly fissure. Able to maybe escape here, as Hayes, with that range crit, is still going to only be level 1 here. So it looks like Aftershock or Afterlife going to be holding on for that, holding that onto the skill points that he is. Level 14, only 1 level in the Enchant Totem, and thus far, I mean, obviously that's not the only thing winning them the game, but it certainly is helping, as Potom, the next to fall, edge into Insane with the double kill. And GG's called. CyberDogs unable to take a game here throughout the group stage. They'll fall 0-6, unfortunately, here throughout the group stage. Well played here. Afterlights doing quite well on the Shaker. They try and divide and conquer, but they get the jumps they need when they need them. And superb lockdown there to secure kills. Team Unique will take the 2